Myers a lap down if he can get by the one. That's Burt Myers in front of him.
Got a bunch of Myers out there. Ooh, little shot.
Contact.
Oh, and it turns Greg Butcher around.
Greg Butcher spins and the caution comes out.
Andy Seiss locks up the brakes but is able to stay out of the wall. Unfortunately, Gene Pack did not. He hit the wall. There he is sitting on the racetrack.
And a lot of damage. That right front wheel bent backwards, so that is terminal for Gene Pack. He will not be able to continue on. It is our 6th caution of the race, and guess what? James Savali's been involved in a couple incidents at the front. Savali has been so good on restarts. Let's see if he can do it again. L.W. Miller on his outside in the 36. Pace car off the track. Oh, Savali slow on the restart. This time L.W. Miller out front.
Zach Brewer is very, very slow. They get all jammed up there. Oh, and the 2 car. Josh Nichols gets turned around.
The 2 goes around, and they throw the caution. The caution flag flies, and, well, right now, these 2 don't know it.
Or all 3 of them are still racing. Caution is outfield is frozen. I believe L.W. Miller probably will get credit for the lead for this next restart.
He was leading when they went across the stripe. Normally they go back 1 lap, and it was L.W. Miller who was out front. Miller, battle for second going on. The white flag in the air. Savali with just 4/10 of a mile to go before he claims the win here in South Boston. A great battle for second. Seiss trying to get by L.W. Miller. Coming at it, turn number 4. James Savali will win in South Boston.
Okay, James Savali wanted that win bad. Every time the lead got wrestled away from him, he went right back after it.
Unbelievable final 5 laps of the race as James Savali grabs the win from South Boston.
And I would think probably will take over the point lead after a 6th and a 3rd and now a 1st.
Impressive run. L.W. Miller gave him all he could handle this race. Coming home in 2nd, Andy Seiss finishes this one up in 3rd. That was a great battle for that 2nd position as Savali, well, hits the wall in celebration. But that's okay. It's the Southern Modified Tour.
Burn it down.
Try to get rid of those tires. We'll be back to hear from our race winner right after these messages. And James Savali was not able to burn the tires completely off of the race car. He is in victory lane with Derek Perniciglio. Let's go there now.
In a hard-fought battle with L.W. Miller, James Savali, after 150 laps, comes out the winner here today at the Speedway. He picks up the Whelen Southern Modified Tour win. James, congratulations in a hard-fought battle with L.W. Miller.
Yeah, we, at the end of that race, before that caution came out right towards the end, I was running away from him. I knew I had something when I was running away from him, and the car was getting real loose. And I was like, man, hope there's no more restarts because this thing's all used up. And like they saw in that restart, I lost the lead to LW, just spun the tires a lot, couldn't get a grip, and got into him pretty hard off of 2 and kind of let everything sort out and then went back after him and got him.
On that one restart, it looked like you missed a little bit on the shift. He got the advantage. Were you happy that the yellow came out?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to get back by him. I wasn't that worried about it, but he did jump the start, and we had been having restart problems all day with going too early and too late, and I was glad to see it work out the way it did.
How special is this win for you?
This is huge. I mean, this is the first win on the Southern Tour for these guys with me, and we're going to run for the points for both North and South Tours, so it's going to be real tough. I just can't thank these fans enough. It's a great day today, hot day, and it was just beautiful out, and I can't thank the Hill family enough. They're just so great, and Coors Light and all they do for us, and PT Power and Pro System Brakes. I mean, we couldn't do it without them.
Well, guys, James Savali is going to be a busy man running both modified tours this year.
And you thank the Hill family. That's their 2nd win of the 2010 season. They were the owners of the number 19 of Corey LaJoie winning in Atlanta, the first race of the season.
Great comebacks by Andy Seiss and Tim Brown, both involved in an early incident inside lap number 10. They both get back to top 10 finishes.
George Brunholzel, the 3rd, finishes up in the 15th spot. Tough day for Greg Butcher in that 0. He got turned around, brought out one of our cautions. Brandon Heyer, a couple times bringing out the yellow flag, and he finishes up in the 25th position. Finishing up in the 2nd spot, though, L.W. Miller is with Derek.
Well, L.W. Miller comes home 2nd today. Hard-fought battle with James Savali. You guys look like you were playing possum with each other on the restarts.
Yeah, you know, early in the race, he jumped a couple starts, and I was listening on the scanner, and they said they'd warned him. So I kind of knew I had him at that point on the starts because he was scared to go because he knew he was going to get black flagged if he jumped another start. So it gave me a little advantage, although, you know, the outside wasn't good on the starts, but he had to be so careful, and I didn't because I knew that he'd already been warned. You know, his car in the long run had better drive off the corner than mine had. You know, hats off to him. He ran a great race. We laid on each other real hard, come out the other end smiling. So it was a good second place run, wanted to win, but you know, Baker Motorsports, Chassis Dynamics race cars, Raymock Racing Engines, these guys, they got some great equipment under me. It won't be long and we'll be sitting up front.
It's podium finish for L.W. Miller, guys.
Great run for L.W. Miller as we take a look at our point standings through 3 races. Savali, as you mentioned, Phil, able to get that point lead, 18 over Andy Seiss.
Tim Brown now drops to third, 29 points behind James Savali.
Let's go back to Derek.
Well, Andy Seiss, you really had to battle back from adversity today. After a spin early in the race, you come home third.
Yeah, the car was real good. You know, it's frustrating when you get the car to win. To come up through here at South Boston's tough. And, you know, after be leading, you know, we were leading and get wrecked out of the lead. It's very frustrating. I had to use the car up, but hats off to these guys. They gave me a great car, and we deserved to win. They deserved to be victory lane, but we got bit.
So Tim Brown and Andy Seiss were running up front, and then it was James Savali who got into the back of the 83 of Tim Brown. He got into the 47 of Andy Seiss. Those two went around, and from that point on, it was Savali dominating. Our next race on speed from Lakeville, Connecticut. It's the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour from Lime Rock Park.
It'll be interesting to watch those modified cars on the road course at Lime Rock.
Big smiles for Savali, his first ever Southern Modified Tour win. It comes right here at South Boston. 150 laps of excitement. It was L.W. Miller and James Savali who put on the best battles on the racetrack. The guy who worked the hardest, though, I'd have to say was the 83 of Tim Brown.
That's a lot of cars, made a lot of pit stops to repair that damage from that early incident.
That was the first incident that took place on the racetrack that gave the lead to James Savali, and then he was dominant from that point forward, leading 130 laps today. Thanks for joining us here on Speed.